that was something they had quit paying travel pay about 2004 or so. And again, it was us. They were paying like 11 cents, is that right? This is coming from memory about 5 years ago, but I was in these meetings a lot, so you're getting 11 cents for mileage. We couldn't pay gas that, you couldn't even pay for the air in your tires at 11 cents. That's about as funny as it's gonna get. So we, anyway, so we put a bill in and said, then you'll pay at 44 cents. So that was another bill I introduced that the Veterans Department will pay mileage and they will pay the going mileage. And so then they started bouncing it up, but that's, yes, go ahead.
Why do the veterans in Carlsbad, why do we have to go to Albuquerque? Why can't we go to El Paso?
That-
166 miles to
You
El
can.
Paso.
There are-
I go there.
I did. I went to El Paso.
There are some
My
things,
records are in El Paso.
absolutely. There are some things that God does I don't understand, and there are some things the VA that does I don't understand either. And I don't know the answer to that.
Could we get an answer, please?
I asked the question before, many times. There's some mythical calculation that they go through and say you can or you can't. I would try, and I would actually go, and I would take you to El Paso to sit down with you and talk to you, because this is what we do. We don't try to solve problems generically, we solve them with individuals. Here's an individual, you tell me. Sometimes it was me, sometimes it was my chief of staff that would sit there and listen to the things, and we would contend earnestly. And we did some pretty good stuff. We got a guy that the VA's been telling for 27 years he was not in Vietnam. He had been injured there. He had records, he had his letters from his mom, and his letters from his mom to her with all the postmarks, and that began to be really good. So he had been writing letters for 27 years to the representatives from New Mexico. When we got in there, I just said, take care of it, let's figure it out. And within 6 or 8 months, we got him 27 years of back pay because he was there. The record showed it. But we took on his case. We didn't talk about, you got to treat veterans right. So my commitment is, and you have to come back and tell me I was over Carlsbad, and you promise. I remember conversations a pretty long time. You tell me we're going to go over there together, then that's good. All right, Philip will take your name down. That's the back of the plan. Philip is pretty good. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was the third one. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right.
Yes, sir, I'd just like to say that, if I can keep this together, last December, it took your opponent making a phone call to get me into the VA hospital. And I went in for PTSD and substance abuse. And I was very lucky. I got into, when he made the call, I started getting calls. Hey, when can you be here? You know, before that, they wanted me to cure myself.
Yes.
So they let me in. But anyway, I was very fortunate. I ended up in what they call STAR unit there. And it is exclusively for PTSD and substance abuse. And I got real lucky. I worked the system for what I wanted out of it. And I've had drink since. I'm doing all right in my PTSD to a point. I still go back up there. I spent 5 months, and it's a great program. I got to hand that to the VA. That STAR unit is absolutely wonderful. But and I still go back up there to see my psychologist and go to an aftercare group once a month.
Absolutely.
Which I don't mind. You know, I look forward to it. But to go back to something you said, that the people at that hospital act like the hospitals, the people that work there, act like the hospital's there for them. And you know, they just shove you around, and you get that feeling, and it's depressing and it's aggravating. It, you know, it almost makes you want to go postal, you know, and I'm surprised somebody hasn't. Because the way they make you feel, they're like, oh, it's okay if you do this, but we want you in an area where we can't see you. You know, that's kind of That's a feeling that they put on people.
I hear that frequently.
And it was like, I smoked, okay, and they went on this big no smoking campaign, and they were sticking us in these little areas, you know, and all that, and that's what gave me the impression, well, it's okay if you smoke and kill yourself, we just don't want to see you doing it. And, but my opinion of it was, hey, if it wasn't for us vets, you people wouldn't have a job,
That's
you
right.
know? Now, who's important here? You know, doctor, you know, you psychologist, you know, or the vets, you know, and they make you feel substandard, you know, and yet we're the reason they have a job. It seems to me like they'd be wanting to bend over backwards to help us because we're why they have a job.
That's the reason it's about the quality of service and the attitude sometimes appears that bureaucracy is the end of the game, not the service of the game.
Yeah. The bureaucracy is the part I don't like, the treatment there, you know, I went through all the medical I could get my hands on. Because while you're in there in treatment, you're considered 100% disabled, disability. And man, they they prod you and probe you, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's just great treatment that you get while you're there.
The treatment is fine, it's the bureaucracy that
Yes, sir.
sometimes need to be reminded that they are not the bosses,
Yeah.
that the people are the bosses.
Yeah, and then what it took to get in there, you know, I was talking to one guy from a unit that says, well, it doesn't sound like you're helping yourself. I says, I am helping myself. I'm coming to you because I need your help.
It's exactly the story I heard from the other guys, that they expect you to cure yourself. We can't take you into PTSD till you stop your alcoholism. I'm sorry, I've got alcoholism because I got PTSD. And so that was exactly what they were telling him. And I think one of the most important functions of this office that we're seeking is to make those calls on the behalf of specific individuals to find the questions. Yes, we too? There's three right here. Yes, okay.
I'm retired U.S. Army. I know money's tight. My question is, what does it look like for a COLA on military retired pay this year?
I really have not watched the budget that close. When we're there, we watch them pretty close. But they spent $1 trillion on a stimulus bill. They gave the Wall Street executives $1 million bonuses. There should not be any question about the COLA. We should have done that instead of them. But I do not know the calculation of Nancy Pelosi. I really don't. And so I'm not sure. So all I'm saying is that if we're there, we know that the costs go up every year. The more money we print, the higher your costs are going to be. The price of gasoline was really volatile last year because they were printing a lot of money. The price of vegetables has gone up 56% in the last year because we're printing money. It's not that vegetables are more valuable, it's that the money is worth less, and that's what's going on. You see the price of gold skyrocketing. You see the price of silver skyrocketing. That tells you that they're printing money and making our money worth less. So at some point, we need to find the things that are simply not appropriate to be spending money on and start tapping them off. Veterans issues are not one of those issues. Again, we've made promises to Social Security and we've made promises to our veterans, and we should honor both. Fair enough? Three. Yes, sir.
Yes, you guys gotta excuse me, I'm like a baby vet, I got out in November, so I'm not all privy to all the VA stuff, I am since finding this out, right? So, if I may, I got like a kind of a two-parter, one to deal with this gentleman's PTSD issue about the Vietnam vets. When I got out, I took 3 AK rounds in me, so I was all pretty pissed off when I got back. After I recovered over William Beaumont, over in El Paso, and they make you go see a social worker, psychologist, whatever. And you know, you're just venting your own madness. Anyway, I said, well, I'm a serial killer. She goes, oh, you all say that. I'm thinking, oh my God, how many thousands of guys come back saying that? How many Vietnam vets that come back saying that? How many Korean vets said that? How many WW2 vets said that? So for me, I'm with that gentleman there. I believe that everybody